Hi everyone, I'm Danielle and today is day 20 of my 100-day personal video blog. I appreciate you being here with me. I hope you're all having a good day. I had a beautiful day filled with Reiki treatments. I gave 3 different Reiki treatments in person and some remote Reiki, and it winds up everybody seems to be having a lot of anxiety lately, and to me it certainly feels that the energy has been very heavy. So I'm gonna have to touch base with some of my friends that are astrologers to find out what's going on energetically in terms of planetary shifts. I think there's definitely some wonky transits happening that are causing things to come up for people. And it prompted me to really feel compelled to talk about the theme of healing that is really, it's really paramount to soul progression and to healing, and that is the topic of confronting and doing your inner shadow work. So if you think about a yin-yang, there's light and there's dark. And as humans, we have joyous moments and then we have sorrowful moments. And there are good experiences and there are bad experiences. So life cannot exist without a balance of yin and yang, male and female. There's a divine feminine and divine masculine, but truly that's all within ourselves, because every person has masculine traits as well as feminine traits. And that's every human being, because as human beings, we are one whole entity, which is masculine and feminine parts. So the feminine parts are things such as intuition and nurturance and caring and compassion and creating that space of acceptance. It's the more gentle, internal emotional aspects, whereas the masculine sides are the assertiveness, the protection, the get up and go, and the being the provider or the protector. So as a person, it's the balance of all of those that make up a whole. So hence the yin and the yang. You can never have all light without some dark, and you can never have all dark without some light. So with that comes the shadow work, because while everything's happy and, smile, don't be sad, and the cultural conditioning that people have, or the expectations that, it's not okay for people to express sadness, or to, don't talk about unpleasant things, or if people have associated shame with things that happen to them. Often what happens is people repress and bury unpleasant experiences and feelings. And oftentimes in childhood, a young child may be scared and something may happen to them, or they may be scolded, or they may be victimized, and this happens at every stage. But oftentimes with childhood trauma and things that get repressed, if there's uncertainty as to like what's happening, but they aren't quite equipped on how to express themselves, or if they don't feel safe to express themselves, what will happen is those emotions get repressed. And then if there's not a safe outlet to be able to communicate, which is where therapy comes in, if there's not an environment that's safe for them to relieve those repressed emotions or to handle it in a healthy manner, it can manifest itself as unhealthy imbalances internally. And that's where the walls come in, and that's where it becomes a protective mechanism that people just keep burying it, and that's where things such as emotional eating come in, or substance abuse to numb the pain, or some theorists say that causes dis-ease within your body, which can result in conditions of disease and pain. So chronic neck pain, back pain, spinal pain, high blood pressure, heart conditions. There are some theories that say that it contributes to various types of cancer. Because if you're constantly repressing, listen, there's certain things that science can and cannot prove. I don't know. I just know that we are energetic beings in the body of a human. And the body itself is always replenishing. But as a Reiki master and healer, I believe that we do store things energetically. And that relates to physical conditions, emotional conditions, spiritual conditions, energetic conditions. And if there's imbalances or if there's blockages, for example, if you're not speaking your truth, you'll feel tightness in your throat chakra because that'll be blocked. So that's the tightness. Like if you're crying and upset and you're not able to speak your truth, you'll feel a tightness. Or if you don't feel safe, you'll feel it here as an energetic imbalance. So what happens is if you repress things that happen in life and don't cope with it in a healthy way, then ultimately in the future of your lifetime, from the time that you repress it, it will surface again, because our bodies are constantly cleansing and purging. All that does not serve us, our body's natural reaction is to release it and to get rid of it. So it will surface again. So that's where things such as anxiety comes from, because we don't feel safe, or we're thinking so much about the future, or like if we don't heal it and release it in a healthy manner, it's going to ultimately come out in an unhealthy way, because our body can't continue indefinitely stuffing and storing those emotions or storing that trauma. That's what PTSD is, post-traumatic stress disorder, because your body and your mind and your emotions are imbalanced, and the body seeks to naturally restore equilibrium and balance and to release all which does not serve it. It's a purging system, naturally. It's just like as natural as breathing. So if you hold your breath and you say, I'm going to hold my breath until I die, ultimately you're going to pass out and your body will restore natural breathing. That's what happens. Equally, your body wants to have a state of balance, so it will surface anything that has been repressed, so it can purge it, because it has to come out. It's pretty heavy stuff. So there's unhealthy ways that it can surface, or there's healthy ways that it can surface, and that you can start doing your inner work. So things such as meditating and quieting your mind allows things to come out, and things such as journaling can be very cathartic. So you get it out of your head and out of your mind and out of your body, and you can write it down on a piece of paper, and you can even burn the paper, but it's no longer inside of you. You can release it. You can confess it to a trusted advisor. If you're in a 12-step program, you can do the inner work by working with somebody that's a trusted friend or a sponsor of yours, that you can go through and talk about your resentments and talk about your character defects, and you can talk about things that may have happened in the past that you're ashamed of, if you feel victimized, or if you feel like you regret some of the decisions that you made, so you can get it out to a trusted person and free yourself. You no longer have to carry that burden. You can call in Archangel Michael, who is the patron of protection. He's the patron archangel of protection. So you can call on him to use his white light sword to sever any ties or cords which are not yours, and return it back to its sender, and to whisk away any burdens that you've been carrying. Because we're all children of God. We don't have to carry those burdens. Give them over. Surrender. They're not yours to carry. Just be free. Be light and learn forgiveness. And it's not easy. It is not easy work. And sometimes when these emotions come up, like, I love therapy. I love advocating for the benefit and beauty of speaking with a therapist, because it's an unbiased trained professional, or a social worker, or an astrologer, or a tarot card reader, or a life coach or counselor. There's so many different outlets. Exercise is a great way to get out pent up energy, and to ground yourself, and to get aligned with yourself, with your body, and with nature, and like to really ground yourself. But ultimately, I'm telling you, the clients that I see and that I work with, oftentimes there is deep-rooted resentment or an episode or a trauma that has not been addressed and healed. But the only way to heal it is to address it and to do the work to release it and to overcome it and to let it go, because you don't have to carry it. Let it go. Let it go. It will free you. You will feel so much better. So find a technique that works for you. I strongly encourage you to face those demons and do the work, because it just will continue to keep rearing its head. No matter how hard you try to keep it down, it's going to come up. And the healthiest way to free yourself of that angst and that pain and that burden of carrying it is to do the work, so that you can be lighter and liberated once and for all. And then you never have to carry that again. So I hope that this is helpful. I hope it brings healing. If you want to talk more about it, I'm here to help share my thoughts and insights on some techniques that have helped me and help some of the clients that I work with, and even discuss the benefits of Reiki and releasing and balancing and restoring. But I encourage you, do the work. It's very worth it. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.